children of all ages. Welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, the review of WWE Super Showdown from Friday night. Yeah, I mean, this card overall was just, yeah, it was there. Let's run down this card. First match, house show match, or the pre-show match, was the Usos versus the Revival, a rematch we've been seeing on Raw and SmackDown. The Usos got the victory. Quick little 7-minute match. I did give it 3-star. It was a good match. It was just as talented as both these teams are. That made the match, probably the match of the night. First match on the main card, we had Universal title on the line. We had champion Seth freaking Rollins defending the title versus Baron Corbin. As we know, on Raw, we had Brock Lesnar talking about cashing in. So the match happened. Obviously everybody was, is Brock going to cash in? Is Brock going to cash in? Is Brock going to cash in? Why people are stoked about this, I'll never know. Quick little 11-minute match. I gave it 2.5 star. Seth freaking Rollins ended up getting the victory, which is great to see. Then obviously Baron Corbin attacks Seth Rollins. The Beast in the Bank comes out. We're like, okay, here we go. He cashes in. Don't know if I'm assuming it was planned, but Heyman goes to get in the ring, trips, distracts Brock. Brock had a chair with him. He dropped the chair as another distraction. Rollins grabbed the chair and started fucking wailing on Lesnar after low blowing him. And just wails the fuck out of him. Brock never cashed in, so he's still the Beast in the Bank. But so Seth Rollins gets some retaliation from Monday's attack. So we'll see where that goes. Like I've said in the preview, I don't want him cashing in on Rollins. I think you would think they would want Lesnar on SmackDown with SmackDown going to Fox, but what ifs. But Seth Rollins still a Universal Champion. Next up, the Intercontinental title on the line. We had champion Finn Balor, Demon Finn Balor versus Andrade. Match was not what I was expecting. It was an 11-minute match. Exact same time as Universal title, 11 minutes, 25 seconds. Balor getting to retain. It was an okay match. I gave it 2 3/4. Nothing special. It just didn't really do much for me. When Finn came out as Demon, I'm like, okay, he wins. So next up, we had Shane versus Roman Reigns. Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns. Why do we need this match? 8 minutes, 45 seconds. Shane getting the victory. Shane was out there with Drew McIntyre, who's supposed to face Roman Reigns at Stomping Ground. Shane doesn't need to involve in storylines like this. Next up, we had a handicap match, 3-on-1. We had Lars Sullivan versus the Lucha House Party. 5 minutes and 20 seconds is all this match was. Lucha House Party ended up getting disqualified, so Lars Sullivan won by disqualification. I gave it 1.5 stars. Next up, we had a match that I think the video package was better than the match. Randy Orton and Triple H. This feud, the feud makes sense to a point. But it's almost like when they do these Saudi Arabia shows or the Australia show last year, WWE wants to go back in time. It's almost like a time capsule. Let's go back to the early 2000s when this feud was relevant, when Taker and Goldberg would have made sense. Let's go back to that era. Why not get the Quebecers versus the Rock and Roll Express? They're all available. Well, actually, no, I think PCO is under contract with Ring of Honor, so that'd be hard to get. But, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, the Rock and Roll Express, 62 years old, they're still getting it done. They're still having great matches versus LAX. But, yeah, so, I mean, this match was alright. Randy ended up getting the victory. And everybody, Randy went to hit the RKO and he got blocked. Tripp went to hit the pedigree and he got blocked. It's like, okay, guys, 25 minutes. I was like, damn, this match was long. I only gave it 2.5 stars. So, I mean, it was what it was. Reed getting a victory there. Next up, we had Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. 8 minutes, 25 seconds. 2-star match. Strowman winning. Next up, we had the WWE title. We had champion Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was alright. I was hoping to be a lot better than it was. It's kind of like the IC title match. I mean, it was there. It was a decent match. Kofi ended up getting the retain. I gave it 2 3/4 star. But nothing really special. Now the stupidest thing WWE's ever done in their life. The 51-man battle over the top rope battle royal. 18 minutes for a fucking 51-man battle royal. And Mansoor won. Mansoor, I think they say. Mansoor won. He's a jobber on NXT, just so you know. He's from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I mean, it was just dumb. 1.5 star, so it wasn't even worth hardly watching. I fast forward through most of it. Next, the main event. Undertaker versus Goldberg. For years, as a wrestling fan since early 90s, before Goldberg came. Once Goldberg got there, a lot of complaints was he's a little rough. He does a little too much on some of these moves. Yeah, he tried to kill himself. Literally, Taker dropped him on his neck. I don't know how he didn't die. It was just bad. Bad. Two 50-year-olds who have had a handful of matches in the last handful of years. It didn't need to happen. It was god-awful. If anything, it tarnished The Undertaker. 8 minutes and 44 seconds was the longest match Goldberg's had in years. And you could tell it. I gave it 1.5 star. It was god awful. This might have been the worst show in WWE history, in my mind. But it's just WWE. You way over fucking book shit. And you wonder why your talent's leaving. I mean, this is the product you're putting out there. These guys and gals, no girls on the obviously, which I couldn't figure out. They can't have a woman wrestler, but you give a woman commentator. So Renee Young was on commentary, which I'm fine with, but it's just like, what? I thought women couldn't do anything. But whatever, it is what it is. Stomping Ground, alright. That's in 2 weeks. That's why we needed to create a new pay-per-view when we're producing shit like this. Anyway, that's going to wrap up WWE Super Showdown. If you enjoyed the show, I'd love to know how. I couldn't stand it. But, if you enjoyed it, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you felt worse about it than I did, I'd love to hear from you. I just want to I'd love to gauge what the people's thoughts are, I thought it was shit. Some people I've talked to thought it was shit. But hey, what do we know, right? We're just wrestling fans. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Then just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports show content.